Hello, hello, hello. It's coffee time. This is where I look at the news, primarily on the Daily Mail website. Some people have issues with that because it's the Daily Mail website. But, it's free. There's no subscription. There's lots of miserable stories. Should we just do miserable stories from now on? Now, this is a thing. I did not know this. The Daily Mail have done an expose on private clinics who provide baby scans. Again, we had a couple of kids. We had scans at NHS hospitals, and just in 2 years, the technology used, in the scans that we had was amazing. From one kid to another, the quality of the scans went up. But yeah, this is. The Daily Mail have done this expose about how these private clinics are failing to spot medical problems. They also they fail to spot fatal fetal issues, misdiagnose miscarriages, and even predict the wrong sex of the babies. These are so-called baby boutiques. The staff there being untrained to spot fetal abnormalities and other things. Medical bodies, meanwhile, are concerned that the sector operating from high street shops rather than hospitals, I did not know this was a thing, has become big business and easy money for unscrupulous owners who prey on pregnant women and couples desperately seeking reassurance, sometimes with fatal consequences. One lady, Bonnie Williams, here she is here, she actually lost her baby daughter, after the scans found to detect a common abnormality. So yeah, this is very interesting. I did not know this. Again, another clinic run by an untrained ex-Jet 2 worker and her partner shut down after inspectors found 29 separate failings, including poor infection control, visibly dirty equipment, and an overall lack of training. Women are increasingly opting for private scans before they become eligible for routine NHS ultrasound, usually only available after 12 weeks pregnant. Again, and this is Terry Horton and partner David Jones. They were, they had a baby scanning business without a license. Again, I didn't know that you could do this without a license. I thought it was all done on the NHS. I guess you get private clinics, but on the high street, the CQC, that's the Quality Care Commission. We were just talking about those the other day. Me and the missus said of the 91 clinics operating in November, for which inspection reports were available from the regulator, 25 of them said required improvements, and one was rated inadequate. My goodness. Yeah, so there you go. Look, this was Horton and Jones's unlawful baby scan business in Ellesmere Port in Cheshire, which operated between August and November 2020. Precious glimpse. It's a franchise. Again, you learn something every day here. I think the missus is looking at me and going, I did not know this. We didn't. There you go. So be careful out there. Just stick with the NHS. Meanwhile, this is up in Edinburgh. I heard this on the news. A 250-foot ship has toppled over in strong winds. The pictures are quite astounding. And of course, it's a bit of an emergency because 10 people have been injured and 2 are missing. The actual ship itself, some said it was a research ship. Yeah, a research ship called RV Paltrow. It was owned by Microsoft billionaire Paul Allen. It's owned by his estate. I mean, he's passed now, but yes, that's what's going on up there. And here's another picture of the boat. Again, strong winds have caught it, And it's leaning now at a 45-degree angle. My goodness. Shocking stuff. And yeah, this is what it looks like normally when it's not being blown about. It's windy out there, folks. It's windy. Stay at home. Stay at home. Oh yeah, good news, everybody. Inflation went up to 10.4%. It's been pushed by surging food and drinks costs. And Jeremy Hunt warns that falling prices are not inevitable. And it now looks like the Bank of England is under huge pressure to hike interest rates. Now, it's interesting because some financial experts were saying that because of the SVB and the Credit Suisse bank issues, that the Bank of England might actually hold interest rates. I find interest rates fascinating. No, I don't. It's just me mortgage today. I'm going to lock in the 4% mortgage deal that we've got offered to us. I mean, it's doubled. I think we had a 2% mortgage, now it's jumped up to 4%, and we'll see our bills rise to, well, a lot of money extra. I don't know where I'm going to get it from. It'll be fine. Get a job. That's it. I hadn't thought of that. But yeah, so yeah, it's risen by 0.3%. Hooray! 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 Oh, aye. What else have we got? They've got a poll because King Charlie he's being crowned. His coronation's happening in May, and they did a big survey, and there's lots of figures, and I don't know what it all means. What does it all mean? 2/3 of Brits say they'll tune in to see King Charles III crowned in May. Yeah, I'm going to watch it on the telly. But less than a third plan to attend celebratory street pies. I don't hang around with the neighbours. With older people, least likely to hang out with the bunning. What? Hang out bunning with my feet? Only the missus is laughing at that. Yeah, because his regal coronation will be happening at Westminster Abbey on May the 6th. And like I said, there's a breakdown by age group. Blimey. Street parties, everyone. And here's the location. All the places it's going to have a big screen. You can hang out with the great unwashed to watch Charlie get his hat on. Charlie's got his hat on, the hip 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 hooray. King Charlie's getting his crown up in May. Hey, I don't write any of this. I make it up as I go along, and that's why this is top tier quality entertainment. It's not. Oh man, I can't. I normally cover it because it's a teacher getting banned for life, but he was a very naughty boy, a very very naughty boy. Not going to do it. Not going to do that. But we can do this one. We can go to this court news instead. This one's slightly better. This is the story of Julie Finney, 48-ish years. What was she in court for? I have no idea. Stealing cakes? No, not stealing cakes. No. It would have been better if she had done. But yeah, the middle-class mother of 3, with her 2 sons, Marcus and Dylan, set up a family drugs trafficking racket from their £500,000 suburban semi-detached in Alderley Edge in Cheshire. Here we go. Now, after a 16-month period, Finney helped mastermind what was described as a well-run, busy trade in Class A and Class C drugs from a property in the epicentre of the country's so-called Golden Triangle. As part of the narcotics operation, her sons would send out so-called flare texts to addicts with their latest offers, while she offered discounted rates on her wares and gave bank details for online payments. The racket was eventually busted after a major police investigation in the area. Yes, it's just they live near Premier League footballers and TV stars. It's where we're going wrong. But at Chester Crown Court, she wept as she pled guilty to conspiracy to supply cocaine and cannabis. And the two brothers also admitted their offences. Marcus was jailed for 4 years, while Dylan was sentenced to 18 months in a young offenders institution. Yeah. But it was suspended for 18 months, and he was ordered to abide by an 8 p.m, 6 p.m. curfew for 12 months. So, he got off a bit easy there. What did she get? Does it say? Has she been sentenced? I can't. Oh God, it's so densely written. There's a lot of information. I'd have to read the article then. She was jailed for 3 years. There we go, for her part in the racket. Don't do drugs, kids. But most importantly, don't sell drugs either. Meanwhile, back in court, this is the story of mother of two, Lisa Phillips. Here she is doing some prime duck face for you there. Oh yeah. What was she in court for? Oh. Well, she was at Warrington Magistrates Court, right? She was accused of battering her boyfriend. Yeah, the beauty therapist punched her boyfriend twice in the face in the pub before trying to attack him with a snooker cue. After locals had told her that he'd been cheating on her, the court heard. The 36-year-old hit Mr. Scott Moore, twice in the face at the Blue Barrel pub in Northwich in Cheshire in December last year. And then she was punched back by her boyfriend. Then she reached for a snooker cue before the would-be weapon was snatched from her hands by the regulars in the pub. She admitted when arrested, I did punch him because he's my boyfriend. I did punch him in the face. I did. I'm not going to deny it. But the couple have since split up. I'm not surprised. She pled guilty to assault and she was fined £115 and ordered to pay £166 in costs and a victim surcharge. Remember this one. Keep your eye out for this one. She's got the tat, so that's the telltale sign. A little bit crazy. If you want to get a pull cue in the mush, that's the kind of bird you want to hang around with. And this is the pub. Stay out the Blue Barrel. It's a bit rough in there. A bit rough. You know what I'm saying? But I want to know, was he actually cheating? That's what I want to know. Yeah, I do not know. We'll never know. Oh, COVID makes a comeback. Experts warn that cases are surging again, with 1 in 40 Brits infected. So do you remember what to do? I only meant to spread it around as much as possible. Do we even need to do any of this anymore? I don't know. I mean, where's the statistics? Here we go. The wiggly line. Look at that. That's a wiggly line. It's just a cold, isn't it? It's just a cold, isn't it? What variant are we dealing with? Is it the Kraken? Is it Kraken? So I shouldn't joke because I'll be accused of being a COVID denier. Xi Jinping delivers chilling message for the West as he claims that change is coming. It hasn't happened in 100 years and we're driving it. As he shakes hands with his mate Vlad. That'll be fine. It'll be fine. Won't it? Won't it? Oh, hello. Oh, here they are. Raising a little glass together. Oh, it's kind of cute, really, isn't it? It's good to see. It's good to see Vlad's got some friends, isn't it? He must be awfully lonely. What else have we got? This is rather a sad episode. Canal 1 in Colombia. On the show Lo Sé Todo, translated as I Know Everything, where Alanis Guerrero, she came over a little bit ill on set. Here we go, and she collapses. So obviously had a little bit of a fainting incident, and it was all caught on camera. It's not very good. And this was, like I said, it was on Colombian television. Yeah, the 35-year-old is seen holding her face before suddenly falling off her chair. But the studio assistant sprang into action and helped her up. But anyway, we can't leave without a very nice picture here for the dads out there of the presenter. That's the only reason I covered the story. It's the only reason. There you go. Yeah, a co-presenter said that she'd suffered respiratory problems, but she's made a recovery. So there you go. So you've got to be careful. Be careful out there. What else have we got? Dick Van Dyke has been in a car crash. You know Dick Van Dyke, don't you? God bless you, Mary Poppins. That guy. Well, he's been involved in a car crash. Yeah, he crashed into a gate in Malibu, California, after his Lexus skid. It skid in the rain. It did. It left him with a bloody nose and concussion. And this comes 10 years after the last crash he was involved in. There he is, sitting at the side of the road. Right. So, got to be careful out there. If you see Dick Van Dyke coming, head in the opposite direction. Because remember, Dick Van Dyke is 97 and he's allowed to drive. Just let him tap dance. Not driving. That's not good. But, you know, good old Dick. Everyone loves Dick. Oh boy. Who wants to hear about Heinz's new product? Are you ready for this? This is... Well, I'm just going to put it on the screen. Yeah, Heinz have teamed up with Absolute to produce tomato vodka pasta sauce. No, it's not April the 1st. Not yet. It's like, really? Really? No. No. Meanwhile, I hadn't seen this. But this is the story of the fake snake cat. Right? Apparently this image has been doing the rounds on social media. Was that created by AI? It's got a bit of an AI filter, hasn't it? It's a new one on me, but it was created by Alex Vasilev. Here he is. He's all right. You can tell he's all right because he's got a home studio. Look, he's got a keyboard. That's a Korg Triton. That is. I'm sure it's a Korg Triton. And he's got electronic drums and everything. So he's cool. I like him. He's all right. Look, missus. He's got a room. I've got a corner. Why can't I have a room? But yeah, he was claiming it's the rarest feline species on Earth that lives in difficult to access regions of the Amazon rainforest, and some people have fell for it, apparently. Yeah, he says, as far as I understand, an artificial intelligence system was used to create it, which I don't know because I couldn't find the author of the drawing. So he found it, he found the picture, and then he spread it. So there you go. And people believed it because people are. Here's the original post that he made. Excuse me. That people fell for. There you go. People are gullible. Meanwhile, a forensic psychiatrist explains what gaslighting really is. Dr. Sam Das is a forensic psychiatrist based in London, as well as a YouTube content creator. On his channel, A Psych for Sore Minds. Don't go there, stay here. Don't go there, come here. But in a recent video, he broke down the term gaslighting. Right? And he explains it's basically centered around making the target doubt themselves and doubt their own sanity. It's aimed at decreasing the victim's self-confidence. And it takes its name from an old film where the gaslights flicker, and the husband says, "Oh no, there's nothing going on, everything's fine." But he's manipulating the gas supply to make the lights flicker, and that's where the term comes from. So yeah, that's gaslighting. But hey, we've got something for the ladies, because Dr. Sam Das, the London-based forensic psychiatrist, he's a bit of a hunk. Here he is. Something for the mums today. There you go. There you go. Something for the mums. There you go. So don't get gaslit. Meanwhile, this is interesting. I read about this yesterday. Who likes Culture Club? Yeah. Karma, 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 chameleon. Bah, 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 bah. Yeah. Well, anyway, they avoided a massive legal battle. John Moss, the drummer, an ex-lover of Boy George, he doesn't like to talk about it, and I probably shouldn't have mentioned it. He was suing the other members of the band because of a tour that they'd done, and he claimed that he was being stiffed out of money. It's always about money. And they were due to go to court next week, and it was going to be a very expensive court case, but they've settled out of court for £1.75 million. Moss, here he is with Boy George back in the day, has basically signed his rights to the name and everything else as part of it. So yeah, here they are more recently. So yeah, they've always had a bit of a fractious relationship, but yeah, they avoided going to court. Little bit of 80s pop news there for you, missus, just for you. Meanwhile, did you know Gwyneth Paltrow's in court? Did you know what she done? What she done? Did somebody choke on one of her vagina-scented candles? No. This is about a 2016 ski crash. She crashed into Terry Sanderson, who's now 76, and it left him badly injured. He suffered a permanent traumatic brain injury, 4 broken ribs, pain, suffering, loss of enjoyment of life, emotional distress, and disfigurement. Right, he was originally suing her for £3.1 million, but a judge dismissed that and said he can sue her for £300,000 instead. So yeah, she's up in court. Here's the victim. I don't know, kind of looks with it there, doesn't he? But you don't know how crippled he is inside. And here's Paltrow up in the in court. So there you go. Ooh, what's going to happen? Exciting stuff. Exciting. Have we got anything else there? This is this court news? Yes, this is high court news. This is the story of Ricky Sartin. He was an angler, and here he is with a big fish. Just so you know that he is an angler. Not in Anglia, he's an angler, not in Anglia. But it was in Norwich, so he's an angler from Anglia. I think I saved that slip of the tongue there. I saved it. Phew, thank God it was in Norwich, thank God for that. Yeah, he did odd jobs on the Layfield Lakes, and he got... Oops, where is it? Yeah, he did odd jobs for the lake owner, Darren. Oh God, that weren't me. Darren Layfield. And so he did his odd jobs, and he in return he'd get free access to fish. Nice deal. But the 53-year-old was helping cut back a tree branch at the Norwich freshwater lakes when he fell, breaking his hip, wrist and ribs in June 2017. Right? But now he's suing Mr Layfield for £490,000 in compensation at the High Court, blaming him for getting to do dangerous jobs he was not qualified to do. Mr Layfield denied liability for Mr Sartin's injuries, but failed to attend the trial this week, which was heard in his absence by Judge Margaret Obi. Oh dear, that's not good. But yeah, so Mr Sartin's barrister, David Cunnington, said, in essence, that the defendant obtained cheap labour from a group of customers. I mean, come on. I wouldn't say that. It's probably just everyone doing each other's favours. He had a group of people that like to fish, and he thought, they could help out. And now he's sued him for £480,000. Blimey, that's a lot. That's a lot of fishing tackle, isn't it? He's claiming £77,500 for his injuries, with the rest of his £490,000 claim made up in financial losses, including lost income, having been unable to continue his job. The judge has reserved her judgment, so we have to keep an eye out on that one. Keep your eye out for it. We're doing it again. We're going up to Cambridge, and Cambridge. Oh dear. Cambridge Council have voted 33 to 26 for a new bus-only route, right, which links the university city with Camborne, which is a growing new town 8 miles away from Cambridge, right? But it involves, you guessed it, cutting down cotton orchard. Look at that. It's the UK's 8th largest traditional orchard, and they're going to just get rid of it. Yeah, 2,300 opponents signed a petition and pleaded with the council to reconsider the utterly destructive proposal. But yeah, it's going to be about 1,000 trees coming down. Oh, sorry, no, it's going to be half the trees. It's 1,000 trees in the orchard, and they reckon and it produces 26 varieties of apples as well as plums and pears. And yeah, they're going to be getting rid of 500 of them. Anna Gaisley, whose family owns the orchard, and it was planted there in 1922 to produce apples for the wholesale trade, told the councillors traditional orchards are hotspots of biodiversity in the countryside, supporting a wide range of wildlife as well as an array of nationally rare and nationally scarce species. But hey, at least the bus is green. I despair at this world. There must be other ways of doing this. But there you go. You can, you can't. I've done enough. We've got just enough of this. We've got a strange one. This is the story, right, of Lake Natron in Tanzania. It's a key mating ground for lesser endangered flamingo, but animals risk a very strange problem if they get too close to its shores. Here it is. It's an absolute amazing place to look at, right? But it's one of the world's deadliest lakes. You're going, but what? How can it be? and here it is full of flamingo, which go there to mate. But other animals, other species, it's very, very dangerous there for them. And so you're probably wondering why I'm eking it out, trying to build suspense here. It's because of the salt, right? The lake's hostile conditions can be blamed on nearby Oldino Lenge, which is the only active volcano to emit carbonatites. These leach into the lake through the stream channels and push its harsh alkalinity of over pH 10. And bacteria in the lake gives the water its blood red tone. So only some organisms can tolerate its average 26 degrees centigrade heat. Fatal salt concentration and alkalinity. So a combination of alkalinity and the concentration of salt means it's deadly. So if you drink and stay there, you end up like this poor chap. What happened to Gerald? He went in the lake. Yeah, it's not a good. It's not a good animal story, is it? Really? It's not a good one. I'm just going to say, I think I've done enough for today. I'm going to see if we can find an animal story. Can we find an animal story? I've got a tattoo story though. I could do a tattoo if I'm I'm going to have a look. Oh, that's a good one as well. I've got some really good ones. Oh no, what am I going to do? I've got an old animal story that I can do. Anyway, I've got some good ones here. Right, I'm going to end up on some funnies. Right, so this is the story of Jared Grove, and he loves to prank his wife. Him and his wife Tegan love to prank each other. The couple from Queensland, Australia, just often just joking around with each other, and he thought he'd outdo it. As you can see, something for the mums. He likes a tattoo. He enjoys a tattoo. So what he thought he'd do, right, is he'd get a picture of his wife's face on himself, but he decided to choose her most unflattering image, and here it is. Because she likes to pull that face in pictures to make people laugh, and this is the original picture it came from. And she took it in good spirits. She laughed, then she cried, then she laughed, and then she cried. But yeah, so and here they are, wearing matching sombreros. There we go. And that's, don't worry, missus, I'm not having a picture of you maybe on my bum. But meanwhile, Marina Jarvis from Alresford in Kent, she went to Aldi to get some ice cream, like you do. And she opened it up and she went, oh my God, what face have I found in my ice cream? Was it Jesus? It wasn't Jesus. Was it Ed Sheeran? No, it wasn't Ed Sheeran. It was, she reckons, Minions. Yeah, she saw the Minions in her ice cream tub. Okay. So you know what a minion looks like. I don't have to pull up a picture of a minion, do I? But yeah. Meanwhile, British mother Mirjana Mehinsky, she was cut into a red carriage and she reckons she saw an alien. Now that's the Scream, isn't it? There you go. So things in vegetables. Meanwhile, Julie Saunders, right? She'd left Rocco and Poppy at her home office in her house in Huddersfield, West Yorkshire. She just popped out for an hour so she could attend a family meal on March the 14th. And when she come back, well, all hell had broken loose. Yeah. The two Labradors had ripped her £500 sofa to shreds. So he looks like he's enjoying his toy duck. Oopsie. Oopsie, it's not a good one. She said normally they're not destructive, and it was a one-off. There they are. Oh, come on. They were probably just a little bit stressed. But yeah, here's a picture of the damage. Oopsie. Look, he's laying in it. He's laying in the damage. And that is your animal story for today. Is there anybody in? 8 people in? I mean, really? I'm not happy with this. Tyron's in. He said, Roger Waters to sue Putin. Really? And Run Scoops in. I've got Michael pointed me in the direction of a new interview with Mr. Waters, which I've got to read. I haven't read it yet, so there might be another Roger Waters video coming. I need to pay off my debts, man. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you haven't, I'm sure there'll be better content along in a minute. Killing the channel, one video at a time. That was the news. You know you got to drink it up.